go. Don't stop, can't stop, won't stop.
That was good. I came back a day early. I wasn't planning on being here today.
Ms. Beck says we can begin, so we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to the December 5th, 2024 meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. My name is Kevin Cook. I serve as the chair this year. Joining me today is Commissioner Aaron Mays. Good morning.
Good morning.
Commissioner Bill Rippon. Good morning.
Good morning.
And then we have Mr. Eckert, our county councilor.
Good morning.
And Ms. Beck, our county clerk.
Good morning.
Now, we've had a request to remove item C4. We're going to pull that from today's agenda. We'll put it on a later agenda. It needed just a little bit more rework on it, but that we pulled by the chair. With that, Ms. Beck, get us started.
Okay, first item, item A, presentations, Helping Hands Humane Society presentation. Amanda.
Good morning, Commissioners. Amanda Monholland, Public Information Officer. I'm here today to do our check presentation from our fundraising for Helping Hands Humane Society. I am going to have Grace come up here and speak in a few minutes, but I would like to kind of just give an update on how we did. So our Public Works fundraiser, headed by Janet, is $3,069.50. And then our bingo night earned $3,636 for a grand total of $6,705.50. I would also like to recognize our charitable fundraising committee. We have several that could not make it today, but those that are here, would you please stand up to be recognized within our group? And Janet and Kathy, thank you. All right. Okay, and Grace Clinton is with the Helping Hands Humane Society, and she's going to come up and just say a few words, and then maybe we can all get together and take a quick picture.
That sounds great. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for inviting me out to this meeting. I'm Grace Clinton. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I'm our Director of Philanthropy at Helping Hands Humane Society, and we just want to say on behalf of the animals how much we truly appreciate this. This year alone, we've taken in nearly 6,000 animals, about 4,000 of which were strays found within the city of Topeka, and 1,000 are strays found within the perimeter of Shawnee County. It's a lot of animals that are affecting people when they're running around. And so being able to offer them a sanctuary and being able to be there for them as well as the people who care about them really makes a huge difference. So having the support of the county employees who provided this fundraiser and ran it meant a lot to us, and we've been able to help a lot of animals with it. So we just really want to thank not only you, but the employees of Shawnee County who put this on and put all their hard work into it and to show that they support this cause.
Thank you, Grace.
Ready for a
Thank
photo?
you to our employees, too.
Come up here, and this is...
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the other. Oh, yeah, come on in.
Solid here.
It's a big check. I didn't bring a dog because I didn't want to jump in. Oh, come in. We get everybody.
I'll go this way.
Where do we go? Okay, got you. All right,
Next time you'll bring a dog, though, right? Okay. All right.
Thank you for everybody that worked on the project, from the volunteer committee and the employees. I mean, it makes a big difference at the Helping Hands Society.
And just to add, not only did we raise the money, but at the bingo night, the dog that she brought was adopted that night as well. So kind of a good deal there. What's that?
Rosebud.
Rosebud, yeah, I'm sure its name is different now, but it was Rosebud that night.
And from an employee here at the county.
Yeah, and if they didn't, I probably would have taken that dog too. It's a good dog.
That's great. Madam Clerk, what are we at?
Okay, we're on item 3, consent agenda.
There's a number of items on the consent agenda. Are there any questions, or is there a motion?
I would move for approval of consent agenda.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. What's our next item?
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk, consider all voucher payments.
All right, this morning we have vouchers totaling $6,197,259.73. Two items I want to point out. One, it says under multiple departments. And those departments are building and maintenance, facilities management, public works, and solid waste. And that is a shared expense of $129,040.98 to OpenGov. And that is for our cartograph software that everybody uses. And then the other item is under sheriff, $342,456.26 is to Tyler Technologies. That's for their New World software. I don't have any questions or concerns with any of this, and I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item 3, consider approval of 3 resolutions. Number 2024-79, authorizing a 2025 cereal malt beverage license for Croco Store LLC DBA Gas Trip, located at 550 Southeast Croco Road, Topeka, Kansas. Resolution 2024-80, authorizing a 2025 cereal malt beverage license to John's Food Center, located at 5812 Southwest Topeka Boulevard, Topeka, Kansas. And Resolution 2024-81, authorizing a 2025 cereal malt beverage license to The Shack, located at 2842 Southeast 29th Street, Topeka, Kansas. And of course, Commissioners, these are the, we'll have several more yet. The annual renewal of the cereal malt beverages in the unincorporated area of the county. All 3 of these have been reviewed by the counselor's office, and they found no problems with them. We always get a KBI, have a KBI review of the properties to make sure there have been no problems, and we notified the townships, and the townships had no problems with them either. So all 3 of those have passed the test on those.
Sounds good.
I will, 2 things. First off, I will volunteer to go to the Shack and do a thorough inspection of their cereal malt beverage sales, and then also I would make a motion.
And a cheeseburger, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If that happens, it happens, yeah.
Somebody has to do it, it might as well be you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a motion to approve by Commissioner Mays,
I'll second that.
second by Commissioner Rippon.
Wait a minute, what did I just second?
The second of the
Was that cereal malt beverages and cheeseburger, or was it a double?
Yeah, either one, and then,
Okay.
and for there 3 resolutions.
I'll second that.
Quite the jokesters this morning. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. We expect a thorough report on that double cheeseburger. Our next item.
Item B, Public Works number 1, acknowledge change order number 1, final, to contract C-141-2024 with Sunflower Paving, Inc., reflecting as bid versus as constructed quantities for a pavement replacement project on Northwest 46th Street near US 75. Although this change order provides for a construction cost increase of $25,010, the overall project cost was approximately $24,150 less than the approved project budget.
Good morning, Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works. You know the routine. We have as-bid quantities versus final quantities as constructed. This is, though, a little bit different. During the course of the project, we had asked the contractor to do some extra work. Sometimes when you get into a rehab project, you find out things that you didn't know before you started. And for example, the truck apron at the Ellipse needed some concrete pavement replacement, and the stormwater inlets, the lids to those structures needed replaced. So we asked the contractor to do that work, And so that was extra work that cost the county money, but it was offset by liquidated damages that amounted in totaled $46,750. The net increase again was around $25,000. So I look forward to your questions on this and would be willing to take any questions you might have.
Questions on this item? And the item of the change orders, this project is now complete and finalized.
It is.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Item C, Department of Corrections, number 1, request approval to solicit bids for fiscal year 2025 inmates' clothing and supplies purchases to lock in the lowest pricing options.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Phelps, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. We do this annually so we can lock in prices for the next year, and a fairly significant number of clothing and other related items for the inmates. And so once this gets approved, if you approve it, then I'll have our purchasing clerk work with Audit Finance to get this done.
Questions?
No, I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item C2, request approval to select the lowest responsive bidder and approve a quote of 47 sets, a quote for 47 sets of cell furniture within the Juvenile Detention Center at a cost of $87,357.02 to be paid from fiscal year 2024 detention budget.
Good morning, Tim Phelps, Department of Corrections. We were authorized to go out on RFP. The lowest responsive bid came back with a bid for this amount for 47 units. This is a project that I believe was originally going to be looked at as the CIP for fiscal 24, but then we agreed to find an alternative source of funding for it once we knew it was there, and that will be the detention budget, unexpended funds. So be happy to answer any other questions you have.
Questions?
I'll move for approval.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Rippon.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item C3, request permission to transfer fiscal year 2024 unexpended funds from the detention budget to detention facility projects job ledger 80% and the detention facility medical expenses job ledger 20%.
Tim Phelps, Department of Corrections. What we're trying to do here is make use of what we expect to have by way of unexpended funds for fiscal 24. The larger chunk is so that we can develop a pool of funds with an eye toward finishing the third floor of the new behavioral health unit. Currently, it's in the contract to be a shell. I'm expecting to get about $2 million from the federal government by way of grant, and if I supplement that with as many other dollars as I can lay hold on, I can finish out the third floor and get 20 additional cells completed. And so that's the long-term game plan here, and this is just to help us in that regard.
Questions? How's our construction going so far?
They are moving along. They had a few rain days, but they're still well within their schedule. They are, they've done all the pier work, and 42 piers were drilled down 30 to 40 feet, and they poured all that in with concrete. Now they're doing the perimeter concrete wall, and then they're going to start with some of the stairwell and elevator shaft work. So we're right on schedule.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you very much. Our next item.
Item C4 has been pulled. Item D, Court Administration, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C417-2024 for the 2025 Court Appointed Special Advocates CASA of Shawnee County at an annual rate of $54,000 with quarterly payments of $13,725. This is a pass-through from Shawnee County to CASA through the 2025 Court Administration budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Welch, Court Administrator, Shawnee County District Court. As Cindy read, this is simply our 2025 contract that the county has with court-appointed special advocates who work with our child in need of care caseload. This amount is the same as it's been since 2015, and CASA has not requested any increase, and there are no changes to the contract.
Any questions?
No? I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item D2, consider and approve the court's request to increase the amount of supplemental compensation for 2 district magistrate judge positions beginning January 1, 2025. The total amount payable to the Office of Judicial Administration for the increased supplemental compensation plus the cost of benefits for calendar year 2025 is $48,262. We're requesting funding through the 2024 court administration budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Welch, Court Administrator, Shawnee County District Court. Again, as read by the clerk, we are requesting to increase the supplemental compensation we currently pay to our 2 district magistrate judge positions. Currently, we pay an additional amount of $8,599 per year to each of the 2 judges, plus the cost of benefits on that supplemental amount. We're requesting to add another $10,000 plus the cost of benefits beginning in calendar year 25. And the majority of that reason is because in the 2023 legislature passed a sizable increase for district judges, Court of Appeals, and Supreme Court justices. This increase will simply keep our magistrate judges in line with what other judges are scheduled to be making after the first of the year. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions? I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you very much. Our next item.
Item E, Health Department, number 1, approval to offer a candidate the position of Medical Accounts Receivable Manager position in the Shawnee County Health Department at a range 15, step 2. The annual salary and benefits will be $61,423.20 and will be paid out of the 2024 department budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Kathleen Burrows. I am the Finance and Administrative Division Manager for the Health Department. I'm here this morning to request approval to offer this position to a very qualified candidate who has clinical and medical billing experience. We'd like to start this candidate at step 2 for a total of $24.64 an hour. And the hourly rate is the same as the previous staff member that held this position. I'll stand for any questions.
Any questions?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item F, Information Technology, number 1, requesting permission to pay All Tech Communications for the installation and termination of fiber for the relocation of the courthouse data center at a cost of $30,685.
Morning, Commissioners. This is a request. We had to have All-Tech Communications come in because of the courthouse remodel. We moved our data center to the basement. It gave us a much better room. It's now a room with 4 solid walls, not a wall of windows that looks to the north. But to do that, we had to move all the fiber that went to the hub rooms on each floor. This is just the finalization of that work that allowed us to move the data center. Would just like to note, we moved that about a month ago. That data center had been in place for probably about 40 years. Why we did have an outage to the county of, depending on what all was down, of about 5 hours. My staff did an excellent job making sure the sheriff's office got up as soon as possible. Jail was up and operational within, I think, a couple hours. And then the rest of the county was back up and operational that day. And it was a major accomplishment to make that happen, of moving every server, phone, data service down to that new room.
It was a major undertaking, and thank you to your staff in getting that done. I know, 5 hours is still, it seems like forever, but in the scope of the project, it was really a very short period of time. So thank you for your staff. Any questions?
Have you guys cleaned out the old server room yet? I know those things they're kind of some monsters up there, those big machines.
I know Samco got the old AC units out of there. I believe they actually got the cabinets out yesterday. I'm going to go check that out. Kind of a byproduct. We had a ramp that we used to be able to get stuff in and out. That got removed with some other construction, so we had to figure out how to get some about 1,000-pound cabinets out down 2 stairs. So I believe that got handled yesterday. I'm going to verify that today. And then all of our equipment will be out there, and they'll be able to demo the raised floor that all the servers sat on.
All right.
Courthouse project continues.
I know, never ending.
Yep.
Okay, so I will move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item G, Sheriff's Office, number 1, approve that the Sheriff's Office went out for RFP for a 5-year ballistic vest contract, and because they had the best responsive bid and the most favored by the deputies' votes, we'd like to request that Angel Armor be granted the contract for ballistic vests for 2025 through 2030. We are also requesting to place a 2025 order now. The total cost for the purchases will be $68,017.73 and be paid out of the 2025 budget funds.
Good morning, Commissioners. Sam Leone, Sheriff's Office. This is just another contract for our upcoming bid period. Our current one is expired, so we're just looking to, we sent out RFPs, and this was the company that satisfied what our needs were and had the most favorable opinions of the deputies. We're also asking to, I know it's a little early for 2025, but by the time we get these vests ordered, it'll be well into the first quarter of 2025 before they're received.
And given that it's a 5-year contract, which extends beyond the term of the sheriff, we need to approve it as opposed to acknowledge it.
So, real quick question. So, it's a 5-year contract. Does that, I mean, is that like a certain amount per year, or they just give us, are we just buying a bunch of vests that'll last 5 years?
No, it's just the time frame of the contract. It depends on how many are expiring in that 5-year period. Of course, all vests usually expire within a 5 years, so everyone will probably have a replacement. So we're not buying X amount of vests now and just handing them out.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify a little bit, so.
Questions?
No. I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Item H, Commission, number 1, applications are being taken for the Silver Lake Township Clerk.
Okay. Ms. Beck, we're going to have you kind of walk us through this. We received notification through your office that you had received notification that Mr. Hughes, who becomes the Silver Lake Township Treasurer, and currently he is the clerk.
Mm-hmm. And the clerk, they run on, the clerk, the treasurer, and the clerk run on, our trustee run on one time, and the clerk runs on the other, so on the 2-year cycle.
Okay.
So he apparently did not want to be the clerk anymore.
Well, he became the treasurer.
I think everybody should be a clerk. They're really fun people, but that's beside the point. But it was a little bit confusing. He filed way back in June or whenever they had to file, and so this has kind of been hanging around out there, and he kept wanting us to do it, and I said, we can't do anything because you're the clerk until, you're not the clerk. So, he will be sworn in sometime, they pretty much can be sworn in anytime between now and after, in the first of the year. So I'll swear him in. The new clerk can be, it takes a couple 3 weeks to get somebody. He didn't have, and they had no one that had come forward to the board that said that they were interested in it.
Okay. But this is taking applications for anybody that would be within the Silver Lake Township for the position of the Silver Lake Township Clerk.
Right, and it would be it'll essentially be for 2 years, and then they'd have to run again.
Commissioner Rippon?
I have a question. To be on that township, one of the trustees, do they have to live outside the city of Silver Lake?
No, just inside the township.
Just on the township.
Okay.
So if you reside within the Silver Lake Township and you have an interest in serving for the next 2 years as the Silver Lake Township Clerk, we are taking applications. Typically, we take applications for a 2-week period. Is that accurate?
Usually, mm-hmm.
And so, Ms. Beck, then we would ask that item come back before us then on the 19th or the 26th. I guess 2 weeks, it would be the 26th. Give it 2 weeks. So the 26th is 3 weeks from now.
That would give, because with the holiday in there and everything, it's,
We don't,
if you get.
we don't have a meeting on the 26th.
We could do
Yeah,
the 30th.
So it would be then the 30th. There we are.
Yeah, the 30th is,
So, all right, so we're taking applications, and we anticipate that we will hopefully have an applicant by December the 30th. So I would make a motion that we are taking applications for the Silver Lake Township Clerk for the next 2-week period, and then it would be addressed on the County Commission item of December the 30th.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. That brings us to December the 30th, so what's our next item?
Item H2, consider approval resolution 2024-82, converting the December 30th, 2024 work session into an action meeting of the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners.
Since the 26th is the day after Christmas and we're not meeting, we need to have one final meeting of 2024 to make sure we wrap up everything for audit finance, to make sure everything's paid for in 2024. So we're going to be needing to convert our work session into an action meeting. So I am going to make a motion that we approve the resolution converting the work session of December the 30th into an action meeting.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item 5, public comment.
This is an opportunity for any member of the public to address the commission. Is there anybody that wishes to address the commission? Okay. Our next item.
Item 6, administrative communications.
This is an opportunity for any department head or employee to address the commission on any item.
Good morning, Commissioners. Larry Moss, Shawnee County Treasurer. Happy to announce that the tax statements went out last week. You should have them in the mail. If you have not received your tax statements, please give us a call or an email, and we'll get those statements to you. You can also go out on 2 different locations on the web to get the amount that you owe. You can go to ICANN, or you can go to the appraiser's site and be able to see what your taxes are and how much is due. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to the clerk's office. In addition to the issues that we had trying to get the statements printed, there were issues with the software that the amounts on the statements were not correct. And I happen to know personally that the clerk's office spent a couple of weeks hounding the software folks to get those correct. And I really appreciate that. I can tell you there was at least one other county that didn't have a persistent county clerk like we do, and their statements went out with the wrong amounts. So they have a real issue on their hands. But I've always believed that Shawnee County has one of the best clerks in the state.
Really?
That's confirmed.
I didn't pay him to say this.
How much?
No, she paid me a lot to say this. But no, I say thank you to them, and the people of Shawnee County have no idea how hard they work, and when they do their job correctly, it goes unnoticed. But I say thank you to the clerk's office. Thank you.
And I had to miss your meeting that day, but that was what I was doing, and I didn't show up for your meeting. It wasn't because I didn't want to be here.
She's so modest, but.
We have a great clerk and a great clerk staff, but before you go, I know that I've been asked a number of times by people in the community, why December the 20th? Are the county commissioners heartless, trying to collect taxes right before Christmas? And I've explained that this is not something we have control over, but can you just touch on why taxes are due on December the 20th?
Well, the plain answer is it's in statute. That's established by the legislature. But if you really step back and look at the budgeting process that we go through, we start that in May. You actually probably started a little earlier, but officially we started in May. We're through that. By the end of August, the budgets are set. And then in the mill area levy is then set. And then we have to go through the certification process, which takes a couple of months. and then you're ready to you actually know what you're going to bill, and then you're ready to print the bills. And by the time you do all of that, we're into October, November. So frankly, there's no good time to send a bill out. During Christmas time, it seems kind of awful, but when else are you going to send it out? So just if you walk through our budgeting process, you know that the timing of that is very critical, and it all gets crunched down, and then we have December the 20th. And frankly, we need to start collecting that money for the next year, because that's what's going to pay the bills. And we get that distribution of the majority of the money for the first half in January. So.
But if the taxes are due on the 20th, that means you have 15 days remaining.
Yes, well, by statute, we don't have to put the statements out until the 10th. So the legislature seemed to think 10 days was enough. But I have to comment on when we did not meet our normal date of November the 12th, I started getting all kinds of calls. People were really anxious. They wanted to get their taxes paid. So kudos to the Shawnee County taxpayers. They paid their taxes. And the first day that we opened, Monday, after the statements went out, we had a line of people who were in to pay those taxes. So we appreciate that. And we know it's a bad time of the year to be doing that, but again, if you look at the process, that's the way it works out.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Landon, Director of the Weed Department. I just want to let the public know that all of our sprayers have been winterized, and so if you missed out, you'll have to use your own, but we still have chemical available Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Also, a market report on some of the herbicides for next year. We're expecting an increase on 2,4-D products, so we do still have some in stock. So if you want to stop by and pick up some at this year's cost, you can before the prices go up. And then the last thing I have is exciting news is we've cleared all the hurdles with the FAA for our drone program. The application's been sent over to Kansas Department of Ag, and so it's in their hands, and I know they're working on it because they sent me an email requesting a little bit more information that was sent right back to them. So with any luck, we'll be off and rolling in April. So
sounds great.
So that's all I have for you, Commissioners.
Any questions?
No, congratulations. And this is going to be the first program of its kind in the state, right?
In the state, yes. We'll be the first. Even K-State's been knocking on the door trying to get their program off and running, but we're still ahead of them. And so we're going to be the first government agency in the state of Kansas to have this program.
That's
so
pretty cool.
Very exciting for us. So,
very good. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Any other administrative communications this morning?
Commissioner, I did want to let you know, I was, when Tim was at the podium, I would say, we're trying to see if we can get an insurance settlement, or if there would be a possibility of getting insurance claim against the water, that break over at the DOC. We don't know, those are they're really very iffy because of, I don't know, they have all the language in the insurance policy. But we, on Monday, we had an appraiser come out, adjuster come out and look, so it might, even with the $100,000 deductible, they're already at $197,000 or something, aren't they, Jennifer? And then, so it could be higher. So, and anything would help. So we're hoping. Can't make any guarantees, but they did. At least they came out and looked at it, so that's always a good sign.
Very good.
So hopefully, something will come of it.
Good. Thank you. Commissioner Rippon, anything?
I have nothing to report.
Commissioner Mays?
Had the opportunity to go down to Wichita for the Kansas Association of Counties annual conference. Learned a lot, met a lot of county folks from around the state. Always a good conference, and so thank you to the staff at the Kansas Association of Counties for putting that together for us.
Might just remind that we have a Miracle on Kansas Avenue parade this Saturday. Please come out. It should be a good event. Also, December the 11th, there's a scheduled JADO meeting at 6 p.m. And so there's several items to be reviewed and discussed on that are of interest. And And then next Saturday, the 14th, there's the Red Stocking Breakfast to help out the Kansas Children's Service League. I know that Commissioner Rippon and Mays are going to be joining myself to help serve, so please come out and support a good cause on the December the 14th. Our next item.
Item 7, executive session.
There's not a need for an executive session today, so we are adjourned.